Hi everybody. I want to give my opinion on the type of review on it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, starring Tom Hanks, and I really like this movie. First of all, uh, Tom Hanks plays really well as Mr. Rogers. First of all, he's done a great job taking on this role. The other thing is, I am a fan of Mr. Rogers. Matter of fact, and I grew up watching him uh, a lot of the 80s and part of the 90s. Here's what the inside look like. The two disc. What the movie's about is about this journalist. He's interviewing Mr. Rogers, and I'll say this: it's based on a true story. They said pretty much all of it's true. Um, when the guy first meets him, uh, he even said himself that he is the nicest man that he has ever met in his life. The other thing is, he found out Mr. Rogers that you see on TV is actually the same type of Mr. Rogers that you meet in person. Um, as a fan, uh, I think they did well with him. His family said that they did well with him, especially the documentary that came out a little bit time before this, which I think is really cool. Um, had his friends, family, and in the movie, the scene that you see here, when he's at a restaurant, he when he says like pay attention to his surroundings. He actually had his wife and other people that was in the show in the movie. Uh, it really opens up your eyes of how this man was personally. But here's the thing about the movie that's pretty crazy. Uh, we know Mr. Rogers is a straight edge type of guy that his words um, are very powerful. How he is, he doesn't have to yell or anything like that. And the other thing is, in this movie, the journalist is interviewing him. It's pretty much a complete opposite of how he is. The guy just find him awkward and all that just to interview. Seems like at first because he just thinks it's a ruse of what they're doing. But the part that really kind of meant a lot to me in this movie, besides the Chinese restaurant scene that's in the back that you see, he goes into a subway. Mr. Rogers goes to the subway. They film it in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And he had to go to New York where the journalist is at. He's all like, "Yeah, we should continue our interview and this and that the story of what you wanted to do." And these two start doing part of the interview in a subway, in a New York subway. You can't get more urban than that, uh, in my book. Now, as they're riding the subway, uh, these people start looking at them to on the subway. They can't believe the actual Mr. Rogers is on the subway. Then these kids started singing the Mr. Rogers theme song, which was pretty cool because, like I said, as urban as everybody is, that is in there, um, they all start singing the theme song. Mr. Rogers is smiling, Tom Hanks' character, and the journalist is just flabbergasted, and he just doesn't know what to say. So after they sing it, Mr. Rogers said, "Wonderful," and the guy just doesn't know how to take it. Doesn't realize how this one very nice ordained minister type of guy, man, um, is this popular with the show that he has. And somewhere in an interview, around the movie, the journalist asked him, "Why do you do this type of shows for kids?" He said, he's helping teach the kids how to express their feelings in a certain way, which is true. Uh, he has done that. I've learned a lot from him. I'm still a fan of Mr. Rogers, and I'm 38 years old, almost 39. Uh, it's something about Mr. Rogers' neighborhood show that really brought me to it and made me seem a little closer with his movie. I do think it's a really good pickup of the movies. It's not an action movie or this or that. Um, but when you first see the beginning, uh, here we kind of putting how things together, and and it's not just about Mr. Rogers and the journalist. It's little varies of things of their family having a person in your life and all that, but it is very uh, great movie. I don't know what to say. The documentary is called "Won't You Be My Neighbor." It's hits it spot on of what it is. Like I said, it has his family and friends in there, even the cast. If I could say anything for it, it should somewhat be in your library. You should at least see it maybe once in your life to see how it is. I couldn't believe how good it was. When I heard it was coming out in November, the movie, I wanted to go. I wanted to go out and go see it, but I'm like, nah, not really. And then got it on Blu-ray the other day, and I am glad I did, and it is worth what I paid for it. And I'll say this to anybody that thinks less of it: just give it a little chance. You may not be a fan of Mr. Rogers, but I think it shows you how this man was in his personal life because he brought it out uh, through the screen, through the TV screen, and he spent his time and he put things aside uh, for the children out there, for all kinds of generations out there, and he's still, I think, on TV with the reruns and all that. But it's a good pickup. I think you guys should just see it, especially the documentary of "Won't You Be My Neighbor." All right, thanks.